Hello, my good YouTube people. I'm going to do a series of tutorials now, and you'll have to bear with me because I'm going to do them one by one, and I'm going to split them up and eventually join them all together in a video. I'm going to be covering quite a few subjects on this one, so if I will list them and give you the times and stuff where the videos are, so that you can get them as you desire. The first one is going to be how to make a tunnel, and I have laboured and sweated blood and tears over how to do this. I think I finally worked it out. There's only 3 elements you need, 4 elements actually, that you need for the entire tunnel. That is the track, the fascia, the decal, and the inside of the tunnel lining thus. Right, so basically let's shift the tunnel lining. This is the tunnel decal, and I will just highlight it and move it out the way for you, so that you can see later. And I shall do exactly the same for the other side, and I'll show you where to position this decal thing so that it works better. I did produce a video last night to share with you, and it went on for about an hour and a half, so I'm hoping that, and that was after umming and ahhing and trying to find this, that and the other. I'm hoping that this one isn't going to be as tedious and as boring as that one. So anyway, let's just get rid of this tunnel lining. Right then. So I am back to the beginning. I'm still on London to Brighton. I'll just put some lines in. Now I'm using the track wood clean, because that seems to be the best one for me. But of course you use what you want. Right then, just put some track through the mountain or hill, whatever, and then basically it's a case of, you can either do this in separate stages or together. I would recommend that you do this in separate stages, and you'll see why, because it can get a little bit complicated. So I'm going to move my tunnel entrance, and I've got quite a deep tunnel here because the shallower ones tend not to work so well with the decal. For some reason, I've no idea why. So as you can see, the tunnel is quite deep, and it will help, so I'll move that in there. With the decal, you raise it up just ever so slightly. It comes flat when you open it up, and you need to move these yellow arrows in, because basically you want the smallest area that you can possibly have, and everything will be explained in good time. Now, I don't know if you can see, I'm trying to. Now don't worry about this bit here, because if it's solid black, you're going to get a hole in the mountain. If it's like this, it's just a guide, you won't get a whole black thing, but you do have to be careful that you don't get this black square any closer to now. Let me just have a look for the damage. Yes, I'm hoping that maybe it won't be as bad as I'm anticipating. Of course, Rail Sim is a whole game of trial and error. I'm just trying to get get rid of this black area here, because it's not going to look very good when you eventually start playing. And I said I wasn't going to spend a lot of time umming and ahhing over this thing, but it looks like fate has dealt another blow. Right then, let me just try and move this back a bit. I'm a perfectionist, and I'm trying to make this as perfect for you as you know, instruction wise, as I would have it done for me. Now you can just do that, and yes, it's still the same. Another alternative is to move anyway, I'll once you get the idea about this, I will come back when I have got it all correct, but this is how I am so far. So as soon as I've got it sorted, I will be back with you. Right then, I am back, and I have the whole decal opened up for us, and basically it's just a case of fiddling around and trying not to have as much of this solid black line there, or boxes. If you have the small thin lines, I think that is just a part of the guidelines, so you should be okay with that. Right then, I'm going to just put in the internal tunnel wall. Now if you go to this button, the select button in the linear object tools icon, and what I tend to do is start from about midway between the tunnel and the entrance, and if you go roughly about midway into the tunnel, or as near as, damn it, that'll do, and then you press offset. Now I already have this set up from this railway line here. The offset distance to here is 1.6, and when you do that, you will, when you put the tunnel in, you will get the right tunnel, just the right amount of distance between there and here. and there'll be the only thing you'll probably need to do is just lower the roof of the tunnel so that you can just sorry, again I said I wouldn't keep you waiting for ages, but there is an actual lining for this tunnel, and I like this one because it is dark. And now that I want to find it, I can't. No, wrong one. It is actually in here. But if you see what I mean, when I put that thing in, the tunnel is centered, the tunnel lining is centered, so there won't be any need to start faffing around trying to move the tunnel this way, that way, to try and get it within the walls of the tunnel. I think I've used that one. It is, I have. The reason it's done that is because it has pressed this arrow here, the arrow from this square here, so it's made it move over to the left hand side. So you just try to press that one rather than that little tiny arrow thing there. I'll get it eventually. I'll find it. Sure it was that one. Nope. You'll just have to bear with me. Okay, my good people, I have found it. That one, my particular choice of tunnel. It's under Linear Object Tools, and it's in the Miscellaneous tab, and I tend to choose Tunnel Trackless, and it goes roughly with the same sort of colour as the rails. There are a myriad of things that you can choose, and then it's just a case of lowering if I can, the tunnel for the track, and it can't be that difficult, surely. No. Right then, I'm just going to check that there's a good lot of distance between, it doesn't look silly. Excuse me, and it doesn't, it's okay. Right, so they're the three elements of the tunnel made: the fascia, the tunnel itself, and the tunnel hole decal. And so when we press play, hopefully we have got a nice, beautiful tunnel. As you can see from my last tutorial video, I've just added another platform and the people. So let's just let's test out our tunnel, shall we? By default, you know one tunnel, and it's as easy as that. So I was just about to say before the train left the station that by default you know that unless you were on world view or this one here, I'm aware that my English is very annoying at times. If you go free camera, then you can look at the train going into the tunnel from this side, or you can follow the train in the tunnel. But by default, you go into the driver's cab, or if you have passengers and you're able to press this button, the free camera in the for the passengers, and you're travelling along, you can see you can go into the carriage without having to go to where the driver is. Just while I'm on this particular part of scenery, I'm just going to teach you how you can have a nice fence, because this is one thing that I don't know whether you've tried laying fences all over the place yet, but say you don't want it mountainous as such, we just want a nice gentle rolling hill. I'll just use this and then I'll flatten it down. Using the smooth, and it just sort of takes off the rough rocky edges for you. Right then, if you wanted to put a mount, say this was all farmland and you wanted to put hills and the like on running down the hill, there's a way of doing it that is very much easier than trying to do it the long way round, as I call it. So if we go into scenery, or in the linear objects tool, and if you wanted to choose just say a rural fence, if I can find one, I'm just looking for, there you go, wire fence rural. We'll start off somewhere, anywhere up here. Oh, sorry, I've got to have a single line, otherwise it just, a single arrow, otherwise it just looks ridiculous. And we fire away. Now, of course, that doesn't look very realistic. The fence is flying in the middle in mid-air. You press the gradient tool, and of course you get the arrows under the gradient tool. Now, the best way to do this is if you press L on your keyboard, it brings it down straight away. And then if you just keep on pressing, keep your finger on L and just click every so often, like thus. You may need to have some sort of minor adjustments to do, but if it's a fence on a hill a long way away, you're not going to bother with that, are you? So anyway, and you let go, and without too much hassle, you have got a fence that runs quite nicely down the hill. I mean, normally it wouldn't be this steep, but you get the idea of how it is possible, just by using the gradient and the L button. I'm going to be back very shortly to carry on, and I'm going to be doing a video on electrifying this railway track with overhead wires. So I will be back shortly.